Hi folks, I'm Craig Taylor, and as always a huge thanks for joining me here on my YouTube channel, the Bushcraft Padawan, and thanks for joining me in this week's Thursday's Thought. If you're a regular viewer of these Thursday's Thoughts videos, you'll know that in the past some of my weekly thoughts have come about as a result of what I'm seeing online, in particular in the analytics of this very YouTube channel, and that's exactly what's inspired this week's Thursday's Thought. It's the back end data that my YouTube channel is showing me, and in particular, specifically, it's the age demographics that it's showing me that's got me thinking. I'm bringing up on the screen now the lifetime data surrounding the age groups that view my YouTube channel. As you can see, the 45 to 54 year old category, so that 10-year category, has just over 43% of all my views come from that age group, and 35%, or just over 35%, come from the age group below that, 35 to 44 years. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the history of those stats, but if I go back a year, another year and a further 6 months, because my channel's been around 2.5 years now, those two age categories, over time, they've kind of jockeyed for first place. One year it's been 35 to 44, the next year it's been the other. But what we're seeing on the screen now is the lifetime statistics. Overall, the 2.5 years, you can see that that age group concerning the 45 to 54 year old group has won out over time. And that's got me thinking, why is that? Why does that age category, that 10-year group of people and the group below it, why do they have significantly greater percentage share of my viewership than the other channels? I'm surmising, I'm hypothesizing two things really. One, X amount of years ago, did something happen? Did bushcraft crash onto the scene when those people in those age groups were at an influential age and they became hooked and they've grown up with bushcraft, and when YouTube came along they've started watching YouTube channels, but that same influence at an earlier age hasn't been there for younger demographics? I don't know. Is it perhaps down to the fact that, let me see, what else was on the tip of my tongue? Is it down to the fact that those age groups, and I'm making a huge sweeping assertion here, are they more settled? Have they got more stable jobs? Do they have a family now? Have their younger days, and we've all been there, right? Have they had their younger days and now they're just into pursuing a hobby and they've got a fairly static life? I realise I've just made a huge sweeping assertion on people because they happen to fit into an age category. Please forgive me. I simply don't know, but it was just very interesting to see that those two age categories were head and shoulders above everything either side of it. I can kind of understand why, and again, apologies for making an assumption here, I can kind of understand why the older age groups may not be. Not going to go into detail, but I can kind of get that. I think I'm more concerned, if concern is the right word, about the younger age categories. If not as many people are watching the videos, what does that mean for the future of bushcraft? I guess that's my question. I guess what does the future of bushcraft look like? Be really conscious here. I am making huge assumptions based upon the viewership of my channel, one incredibly small channel in the whole world of not just YouTube but bushcraft. I'm looking at it through an infinitely tiny, thin micro lens, and that's not fair. But if I look at other Facebook groups, if I look at other online communities, if I look at other YouTube channels that focus around the things that I'm doing and that I'm talking about, I see that there's an incredible comparison between the age group, the age people that are watching my channel and those that are watching other channels as well. There's an absolute parallel. So whilst I cannot say that my channel is an absolute accurate comparison to the world of bushcraft, I think it's fairly close. I really do, basing it on other things I see, meetups that I go to, courses that I go on. the people all kind of fit that age category. So lots of questions wrapped up in this week's Thursday's Thoughts. Feel free to answer any of them that you can remember that made sense to you. But I guess they are, why do those two age blocks seem to have significantly higher than others? Is that worrying for the future young blood coming into bushcraft? And am I being unfair? Do you actually see a greater upcoming younger people in this area than what my channel is representing? Again, don't jump on my back. I'm making sweeping assumptions. I admit to that, and I'm wrong to do that. But so don't jump on my back about the accuracy of the data. Focus more on the general questions that I'm asking. Thank you as always for watching, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this video. A little different one this time, but an interesting one all of a sudden, and I think an important one to think about if we're interested in seeing where the future of our sport, hobby, pastime, enjoyment time is actually going in the future. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you in my next video very soon.